Hey y'all, welcome back to the farm. So what does the farm look like in July? In Alabama, it's hot, it's humid. Food's coming in like crazy. We're harvesting baskets and baskets every day. It's just a bounty of all kinds of wonderful food. I'm learning how to preserve and can and put it all up this year, which my mother-in-law's always done the canning and the preserving, and this year I'm learning how to do it.
Okay, we're doing purple hull peas out of the garden that we picked this morning. Got them snapped out of the shell, and we've washed them and checked them real good. Put them in a pot to boil, and we're bringing them to a boil and going to put them in the jars and can them.
The grass is overgrown. The garden is just a jungly, beautiful, bountiful place. It's been raining like crazy. It's been raining every day. We went from like 3 or 4 years of severe summer droughts to this year we're getting some rain every day, which is great, and I'm so thankful for it. It's one of the reasons why the garden is doing so great. But it's also making the animal pens just a muddy nightmare mess. We've had a lot of family in and out of our house. My mom has moved, and so she's coming and staying a few days with us each week. And Jean's mom and dad's here almost every weekend. We've got their camper set up. And my brother and my little nephews come, and he's been helping me harvest. And then my adopted son, I call him my adopted son, he stayed with us from the time he was in kindergarten until he graduated. He was always at our house, always on every vacation with us. He was Chance's best friend, and he was always at our home, always, always. And he is in the Army, and he's in Texas. He's a sergeant, and I'm super proud of him. And him and his wife and his baby came to visit us, which was awesome. I loved to see them.
Hey.
Aww.
Get down, Bo.
Aww. Oh, she loves that. Look at her. Is that fun? Is that fun?
I can't believe it. It's so fun.
And I don't know, there's just a lot of things going on the farm here in July. And it's just total crazy chaos, and we can't keep up with everything. I get my kitchen cleaned up, and then I come out and pick, and I end up with a disaster again, and more stuff to put up and more food to put up. And I am not complaining. I am so happy that the garden is doing so well this year, and I love this farm life chaos. I love it. Bo, what are you doing? The guineas have gotten big. The garden is a mess. It is wild and beautiful. And a lot of things have played out and we've cleaned it all out, or we're working on it. About to start pulling all this kale out of here. This is where the squash was, and Chase and I just piled it all up right there. We're gonna maybe let it dry out and burn it. But this bed, when the squash started dying out, it started getting full of squash bugs. So I'm gonna get Jean and Chase to help me get the chicken tractor over here, and I'm gonna let my chickens run through this bed and the winter squash bed and take care of all these squash bugs and stink bugs and everything for me in this bed, and go ahead and fertilize it for me. And this is just a beautiful jungly, overgrown haven for pollinators and beneficials and medicine and herbs, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful jungly border here. I love it. There's so much going on right here. This is the Tulsi basil. This is the toothache plant, and it numbs. It's like a numbing agent. So it's a toothache plant. And I got the seed from Baker Creek Seeds, or Rare Seeds, and it's just called toothache plant. Anise hyssop. My calendula is about played out. I got a few little blooms here. I've just been collecting them as they come up, adding to drying them so that I can make more of this awesome gardener salve that I made last year. It's really, really good. I make it out of our beeswax, calendula, borage, comfrey, yarrow, rose petals, and lavender. And almond oil, and it is really, really good. Sunflowers are playing out, but I'm letting them stay on there and dry out. And I'm gonna harvest some of these sunflower seeds. If I can beat the birds to them. The tomatoes have done pretty good. All of this rain that we've had, though, has caused a lot of splitting and rotting. I gotta come back and pick these up off the ground. That's what causes bugs. But for the most part, considering all the rain we've had, they've done pretty good. I've already put a bunch of them up. We've been eating them. Look at this basil. This basil is called African Noonan basil. I got it from Baker Creek too. And it's a cross between basil and oregano. And it's huge. I didn't know it was gonna get that big. It's pretty tall. haven't used it yet. I need to harvest it and use some. This is where the winter squash was, and it's full of squash bugs and all kinds of bugs in here. So I'm gonna run the chicken tractor through here too and let the chickens clean them up for me and give them a little extra protein. But all of these beds that we've harvested and everything's played out that we had planted for this summer, we're starting to prep them and get them ready to plant fall and winter vegetables in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run my chickens through those 2 beds that are full of bugs. And then I'm gonna start bringing in a little bit more compost and start prepping these beds to fall plant. This is where I have those green and white pumpkins planted, or I did have, and I was under the weather a little bit, and I come out here one day and they were all wilted up. I thought we were fine with all the rain we were getting, but they were all wilted up, so they died. So now I've got to replant. I've replanted some of the white ones, but I can't find any more seed for the green ones. And I really want these pumpkins for the wedding that we have coming up here at the farm. So I'm on the hunt for some green, those slate green, gray pumpkin seeds. And I gotta get them in the ground like yesterday. Look at this purple and green basil and marigolds. I really love this combination. It is really pretty, I'm loving it. I'm gonna make myself a note and make sure I plant like this again. I really love this. I think this turned out pretty. The grapes are, a few of them are starting to ripen up. The Foxy Lotties are, which is a grape that was found in Tuskegee, I believe, on a lady's property. Her name was Foxy Lottie, so it was named after her. So it's kind of native to Alabama. I don't know that it's native to Alabama, but that's where it was found, so I'm not real sure about that. But look, these are starting to ripen here. Now this is not a very sweet grape, but it's good. It's a little bit more tart, so it would be a really good wine grape, but I like it. These aren't quite ready yet. They're still hard, so we got a while on those. This is a good spot to be in Enchant. Nice and cool under this arbor. It's amazing. This one little arbor here provides so much shade. It's awesome. So much cooler under here. This is my sweet potatoes and sunflower mix, and tomatoes is on the backdrop. But I love this. I love those sunflowers poking up out of those sweet potatoes. They're just awesome. All I need is some beans growing up my sunflowers and I'd have a Three Sisters garden. So these sweet potatoes still have a little while. Whenever the foliage starts dying back some, I'll start checking them. We've been picking a lot of Romas and little cherry tomatoes. My raised beds, I still haven't got very far on these. And we gotta cut grass. I'm telling you, summertime on the farm is just, you never get caught up. You can never ever be caught up. There's always so much to do. These are cherry zinnias. And that one is purple queen. Aren't they gorgeous? And these moringa trees, they're loving it in my greenhouse. That was a pretty good decision. They like this heat in here. They're doing good. I've already harvested a bunch. Got it drying. I've already powdered up some for our smoothies. I'm stoked about this. We're doing good. Moringa, tree of life. And right now, this market garden over here is just kicking. We have been picking beans after beans after beans, peas, corn, okra, and canning it and putting it all up and eating it. So this market garden has really produced a lot. And this is where most of our energy is going right now.
Hey, look at the honeybees. They're all over the. Look at the pollen on the sack that's holding. Look at them. They're all over this corn.
Wow.
I wonder if that make my honey taste like corn. Corn syrup. letting the sun get in here, it increases the production of the okra. When you cut some of these, plus you can see your okra better. Instead of all the growth going to the stems and leaves, this one's covered, so I'm just kind of going in and getting about half of them. Well, looky here. This is what we picked this morning. Me and Chase and Tracy and Mom and Pop, and Rocky B did a little bit, but not much, did you, Rocky? It's hot and humid, but look at this. Look up. If you're ever down in Statesville by July, you ain't in a hurry, well, you ought to stop by. I can guarantee
watermelon?
you're gonna have a ball learning how to do the watermelon crawl. Said we got 100 gallons of sweet red wine made from the biggest watermelons on the vine. Help yourself to some, but obey the law. If you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl.
This is better than anything.
Good gracious.
I've been canning since the late 60s, early 70s. I love it. My mother said, what in the world? She used to can when I was little, but I don't remember that, but my sister told me about it. But the one that taught me the most was my mother-in-law, Mima V. Britnell, who has gone on to heaven. But she taught me everything and encouraged me, and my mother couldn't believe it when she'd come out all the stuff that we would can and put up. And I love it. It's just, I enjoy doing it.
And now she's teaching me how to do it.
And my daughter's coming out from California, Jewel, and she's wanting to learn how to do it. Now these are girls I've been trying to teach them for years, and they didn't want no part of it, and all of a sudden now they want to learn, so I'm anxious to see what they can do. But Tracy has been a busy little beaver. She has canned and put up all kinds of stuff. Tracy, show your goodies on the table that you have done.
All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Y'all have a wonderful week. God bless you, and I will see you on the next video.